All right, got this Jeep in, wanting to do some repairs, and he knew that it was pretty rusty and questioned its ability to stay on the road, but we really didn't know how bad it was. And we put it up on the lift here, and I did a good walk around and found out a lot of the things. Somebody's put a recent muffler on it and done some recent work to it, so we thought maybe it wasn't a waste case. But for starters, somebody has already replated the entire frame, done well. So I'd assume it was like a kit that you buy, but you can see right here, this is all replated, this is all replated. The mounts have welded back on, and you can see not a good weld job, so it was probably amateur. But this is probably about the rustiest vehicle I've ever seen that actually is still driving. So I figured I'd share it with you. Any of you guys that aren't from the Northeast area or any area where there's a lot of rust, be thankful, because this is what we deal with and what we're always fighting. Somebody has replaced this skid plate that was painted, and it's already starting to rot back out again. Well, I shouldn't say it's starting to rust. It's not starting to rot back out, but let me start in the back, and I'm going to show you some of the worst of how bad this actually is. So we'll start back here. As you can see, that frame section. Now, where they replated, this whole frame goes up, over, and stops right up there. You can see right about at the rear spring. And they didn't redo. That's part of the factory frame coming down. And then to the back here where you can see literally gone. Pretty flaky rust there. On top of that, we've got one side of the spring perch mount is broken, rusted off. The shock mount rotted right off. I can't believe somebody put so much time into replating this frame as it was, because you know this was super rusty when they did that even. This is all new. All these, you can see all this stuff has all been replaced. This is all re-welded. Who knows how long ago it was, but that stuff is the only thing that is solid still on this vehicle. This rear sway bar mount right here, that's disconnected, broken off. We got a leaky rear pinion seal, least of our worries. Let's see what else we got. You can see right here the upper control arm mount where it connects to the rear axle, broken right off there. So we'll continue towards the front. It's a shame because it's a nice Jeep. It's a 4-liter. It's got some nice options on it. It actually is fairly nice looking from the outside, but it's starting to get some rust coming through the frame. I mean, through the body, as you can see right here. It's got like the nice side skirts on it. Somebody actually cared about this and put a lot of time and money into redoing it at one point, but it's at the point where it needs basically a complete new frame. So we'll continue on up here. You can just look at how rusty things are. Like, it's rusty to the point where it's losing a lot of the metal structure in a lot of these parts. Look at the frame right here where the steering box connects. Let me get you up there. It's all broken, one big hole. There, you can see it. We got some type of power steering leak, it looks like here, maybe a hose. And then I think the only thing holding that power steering box in that frame together is this tow bar bracket. So there's that. And then over here, our upper shock mount rotted right through the top, so the shock's just hanging there. You know, I do like to make some repairs and try to keep vehicles on the road, but I think this one is on its last leg and should not be on the road. I would not be happy driving this. You can see this rear control arm actually rotted out. This little circle that goes around the bushing, the housing the bushing goes in is gone. So it's just the bushing left and the two plates. Boy, this thing would not fare well if you hit another car or got hit by another car in an accident. But yeah, that's what rust will do to these vehicles, unfortunately. Some more of the rear frame up there. You can see how crusty and how bad it is. And if you took a hammer and started chipping away at what you do see for metal left, half of what you do see here will just crumble away and just fall apart into nothing. So there's really not much left to re-weld to. You know, you have to recreate everything. And everything's just so rusty. Even all the parts that you'd bolt if you went to put another frame under it, you know, the axles, all the brackets, control arms, like everything is just so rusty. You're better off just starting over. I mean, it looks like somebody's redone all of these brackets on the axles. It's crazy. Somebody put a lot of time into repairing, trying to keep this thing on the road at some point. But I think it's about done. You know, maybe it's a good yard Jeep, or maybe a dune buggy, or off-road like beach vehicle or something. But yeah, you can see that bracket completely disconnected that holds the axle, upper control arm here. Rotted right apart and disconnected. So yeah, figured I'd just share that with you. You wouldn't really know, like I said. The rest of it's in fairly decent shape. You know, you got a little rust coming out in the back of the fenders there, but that's common on these. They all rust there. It's got the nice doors. You know, it's the 4-liter. Got a nice top. The interior is really clean. It's too bad. It's actually not that bad of a Jeep. But yeah, that rust is just too far. Too far gone. You know, there's really nothing you can do but just cut this whole thing out and put a new piece in. There's nothing left to connect to. You know, and the more you look, the more you find. Just crunchy, crunchy, crunchy rust. Such a shame. It's the #1 killer of the vehicles in this area. But, all right, that's about it. Figured I'd share this wonderful gem with you guys. And be careful what you buy out there, guys. Have a good one.